It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer, and I want to thank the viewer who pointed this out to me very, very recently, and that is Lidl have imported Staropramen on their shelves, and it's a relatively new thing as of June 2024. So what I decided to do, as I like to do, I like to battle off these beers, because generally now these days, if you're going to buy a bottle of Staropramen or a keg pint of Staropramen, it's brewed in the UK. It's generally brewed in the UK. So for Lidl to get this stuff imported from the Czech Republic, from Prague itself, I'm quite excited. So let's start off by having a look at the two beers, the difference in the labelling. Now this is the beer from Lidl. It's a 500 milliliter bottle. And you can see it has a Staropramen bottle cap. Here is the bottle from Tesco I picked up. It's a 660 milliliter, so you get a larger bottle. The Tesco version was £2.79. The Lidl version was £1.79. I've got the receipt there. They're both in green glass bottles. They've both got that embossed branding on the glass, but the bottle caps are different. So you've got perfectly balanced on the UK version, and you've got Staropramen on the bottle cap on the Prague version. The other things that are different is known for its balanced taste on the Czech version of Staropramen, 5% ABV, and this is perfectly balanced on the back, on the label here of the UK brewed Staropramen. They're both 5% ABV, and they both got dates for when they were brewed too, which is quite. So this is 25th of 4th 2025 for the Czech Staropramen, and this is the 31st of the 5th 2025. So these are brewed within about 4 or 5 weeks of each other, with the Czech Staropramen being a month older. So I'm not sure if this is gonna, I'll be very quick with this. You've got brewed in the UK, Burton-on-Trent. Over here you've got imported and distributed in the UK by Molson Coors Brewing Company. How exciting is that? So we have Czech Staropramen in Lidl for £1.79 a bottle. Let's get it out into a glass and see what we get. I'm using very similar European beer mugs, lager jugs for this. I don't have Staropramen glassware. I have Budvar glassware, but they're not the same. So I thought I will use these German style glasses for these beer pours. So green glass bottle, Czech Staropramen, 3-finger white head, good levels of carbonation, amber beer in colour. Very quickly, my one concern is that because it's got here known for its balanced taste, I'm wondering if they brewed this for the British market. I would like to think that this Staropramen is the Staropramen that the Czechs drink. So, UK brewed Staropramen. I got a little bit of skunkiness from the Czech Staropramen on the opening and the pouring. British version. Let's get my snozzle in. Yeah, I mean, not really that much in the way of skunkiness from the British version, but what you do get is that classic earthiness that you get from British brewed, or certainly Burton-on-Trent brewed beer. So let's get these two glasses up then to the camera. Let's show you the difference between the two beers. If indeed there is any. Well, I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm holding it up to the light here. The Czech version seems slightly lighter in colour. Both amber in colour, both very similar levels of carbonation, both 2 to 3 finger white heads, but there's a definite difference in the colour of the Czech Brewed Staropramen. It's slightly lighter in colour. So already we're seeing a difference. Already we're seeing a difference in the beers. I'm quite excited by this. Let's get the aroma. Czech Staropramen, yes, lovely. Hoppy, quite stinging nettle-like, a little bit of malty sweetness. Now this is the really interesting thing. I was out with family yesterday. I went to the beer keller in Barry and I was drinking Staropramen just yesterday. British brewed Staropramen. Now I don't mind a British pint of Staropramen. I drink it in my local pub, the King William. I drink it in the beer keller. I drink it wherever I can. It's probably the best of, let's say, the bad bunch. If you're going to choose a pint to drink, better to choose British brewed Staropramen over, say, Carlsberg or Carling or Foster's. But it's going to be really interesting to see if I like it as much against the Czech version. It smells quite the same. It's that kind of hoppiness. It's definitely more earthy. The British brewed version is definitely more earthy. That kind of hard water. And I would say that the Prague, the Staropramen from the Czech Republic, from Prague, is slightly more hoppy. So let's dive into the British version then. Cheers, everybody. Yeah, and that's very, very similar to what I was drinking yesterday. And I drank 2 or 3 pints of it quite happily. It's not as earthy, and it's not as kind of that hard Burton water is they've managed to, maybe they've softened the water a little bit here. It's definitely there, but it's not as hard as, say, Samagel. Drinking Samagel for me is really difficult in the UK. UK brewed Samagel, really hard water, not very nice at all. This it's pretty decent. Good levels of carbonation, nice malty biscuity taste, little bit of a hop bitter finish on the back end. But importantly now, let's get into the Czech version. Let's see. I'll have another quick taste of the British brewed beer. Now let's get straight into this. Even the lacing's slightly different. Here's the Czech version. Oh my goodness me. It's a million miles different. It's so much better. The reason why I drank the British version first was when, as I mentioned, it's not too bad. I drink it here in the UK, I drink it from keg. It's not too bad, it's okay. But you drink the Czech stuff. This Czech Staropramen, available in Lidl for £1.79 a bottle, is on another planet. It doesn't even seem like the same beer. Let's have a look at the two beers then, put side by side. Look at the lacing. Look at so the Czech Staropramen is slightly lighter. British Staropramen, slightly darker. But the lacing on the glass from the Staropramen from the Czech Republic's different. It's much better in the glass. Yes, it's so much more kind of like earthy and kind of like that kind of Burtonization comes through now, tasting the British brewed version. Oh, the Czech version is like, it's more breezy. It's more of an easy drinking breezy beer. It's a little bit more in the way of like light, crisp, sweet malts. The water quality is softer. This is the most important thing here, is the water quality is softer on the Czech Staropramen. And then you get this lovely, probably Saaz hop bitter finish. And you definitely taste the Saaz hop a little bit more. Mel, have you finished?
No way.
Come and taste this.
No.
She doesn't want to get involved. What I wanted to do here, get Mel, she's playing table tennis on her VR over there. What I wanted to do was just show the difference between Czech Brewed Staropramen and British Brewed Staropramen. Is that somebody else? Is that Kim?
Yeah.
Kim, come here. Come here. Right, now Kim's not a beer drinker specifically. Right, I was drinking Czech Staropramen yesterday. Sorry, I was drinking British Brewed Staropramen yesterday. I'm doing a YouTube beer review.
Oh no.
No, come in a minute. Come on, I just wanted
Just
to...
went to sleep.
I know you've been asleep, but I just want to show you something, because it's really important, right? In the UK, we have this thing, right, where British brewers are brewing, doesn't that, like, established in Prague, Spirit of Prague, look. You look at the back of the bottle, brewed in Burton-on-Trent. False, yeah? Now have a little sip of that. This is the British brewed version of Staropramen.
Strong.
Now I don't know what your taste buds are like. I fine-tune mine into beer, of course. Now have a look at the back of the bottle. This is imported and distributed by Molson Coors Brewing Company into the UK. So this is Czech Brewed Staropramen. Okay. Supposed to be the same looking bottles. Now taste that. It's a completely different beer. It's slightly more sweeter. It's slightly more soft.
It smells different.
Yeah.
That
because
tastes like what I've drunk in Prague.
You're just in shot now.
Am I?
So you can see by the two beers there's better lacing on the glass. So what we have in with the British Brewed Staropramen, what you have in is all to do with water. In Burton-on-Trent, they have a really hard water. And I think that's why it's suffering, the British Brewed Staropramen. The Czech Brewed Staropramen, it's not suffering from that hard water, it's much softer water. So if you can, get yourself to Lidl, if you want to try Czech Brewed Staropramen, and hopefully you can go and get yourself a bottle and maybe put it up against the British Brewed version, because there's a lot of this happening now. We've got Madri, we've got San Miguel, we've even got some Italian beers that are supposed to be Italian, they're supposed to be Czech, but they're all brewed in the UK. For me, it's false advertising, and it shouldn't happen. And it's all profiteering. It's all profiteering. You know, you're with me on this probably, and you just want the world to be right, don't you? Same as me with beer. Thanks for joining me, Kim. Thank you very much. Right, I'm going to finish off this review now. Cheers, off she goes. My sister-in-law lives in Italy. She likes a beer herself. What do you drink, Kim? What do you normally buy?
I like Ichnusa.
Sardinian beer. Ichnusa. Is it Ichnusa? Yeah. From Sardinia, nice beer. So, proves my point here. And I didn't put any words into Kim's mouth. It was a case of even the aroma, she said it smells different. It smells different. And that's the hard, farty water you get from Burton-on-Trent. So, let's rate these two beers then. British Brewed Staropramen. It's still all right. I'm not saying like, oh, you know, this is all awful beer. But you can just taste that hard water. You can taste that hard Burtonised water. Czech Brewed Staropramen, a different level of beer. So the British one I'm going to give a 7 out of 10. It's okay. I drink it myself. I drink the British stuff in pubs. 7 out of 10. In a frosted glass, in the sunshine, still a decent beer. But the Czech version from Lidl is on another level completely. That's an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. I hope you liked the video. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.